Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, this is a test. Do not adjust your horizontal, do not adjust your vertical. This is only a test. Only old people will know what that means. However, I have the DJI Air 2S and the DJI Mini 2 with me today. I'm out at Kleiner Park. And what I planned on testing was the assertion that the ascent speed has changed with version 1.11.4 of the DJI Fly App. Now the Fly App has been updated again. It's now 1.12.0. However, there is another YouTuber that asserted that when you started flying the drone, and let me grab a controller here, flying the drone, and you started off with your switch in sport mode. Let me back up a little bit. Previously, if you started up with the switch in sport mode, the drone would only take off in normal mode. In other words, your ascent speed would only be the same as it is in normal mode, and his assertion was that keeps you from having a flyaway, flying into a tree or something like that, you know, with the drone going too quickly. Sounded a little weird to me, and I've talked to other people. They haven't noticed a change. I flew the Mini 2 the other day, and I just did kind of a really quick test of it, and I didn't see any difference. However, what I thought I would do today is take off with the drone, take off in normal mode, put it into sport mode, fly it around a little bit in sport mode, land it in sport mode, cycle everything, shut everything off, turn everything back on, leaving the switch in sport mode, and then taking off again and seeing if we see that change in speed. So for the Mini 2, the difference between sport mode and normal mode, the ascent speed, I should say, is 5 meters per second in sport mode and 3 meters per second in normal mode. So we'll check that out. We'll see if we see any changes. In other words, when I take off with the switch in sport mode, will it ascend at 5 meters per second? I don't know. We're going to find out. The other thing I'll add is that could have been changed again with this 1.12.0 version of the Fly App. Now, I had intended to do it with two drones. I've got the Air 2S with me. I thought, okay, let's try the same thing with the Air 2S and see if we get similar results. The difference is with the Air 2S, whether you're in normal mode or whether you're in sport mode, the ascent and descent speed on this guy is 6 meters per second. So there's no change whether you're in sport mode or normal mode. So no point in testing it. So we'll try it with the Mini 2 and see what happens. You know, just kind of a quick test just to see. What I found is there's a lot of people that they'll look for, you know, some kind of a gotcha thing with a change in firmware, etc. And sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. And I'm not for a second saying that anybody's putting out lying or saying anything untrue. I'm just saying that different people might have different experiences, and everybody that I have talked to, at least here in the US, have not seen that change that was reported in that other YouTuber's video. So in any case, we'll check it out for ourselves. The other thing that I wanted to point out to you real quick is if you have a lot of drones, and so I've got two RC-N1 controllers here. It helps to label them so you know which drone goes, or which controller goes with which drone. Anyway, that's just an aside. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this little bird in the air, and we're going to check out the ascent speed on the DJI Mini 2. Hey, okay, so I've got the drone fired up and we're ready to go here. Let's take a quick look at the safety menu as we always do. 35-meter return to home flight is fine. It's not asking for any calibrations. The battery looks good. Yeah, probably not much more to look at there. We can go to the About page so you can see the firmware package here. It shows the app version or the firmware version for the drone 1.07.0200. And the app version again is 1.12.0. That update just dropped yesterday with the introduction of the Mini 4. So anyway, we're going to shoot in 4K 30. We might as well shoot some video while we're doing this. And of course, we've got a screen recorder going here. And I want to show you that I have the controller in normal mode.
Sorry, could you say that again?
And of course, my Apple Watch is trying to talk to me. I just realized that I didn't put the sticks in the controller, so I better do that real quick. Okie dokie, let's turn the camera around here for the takeoff. Let's do an automated takeoff. Maybe. There we go. And there's that little drone. And up it goes, and it tells us we're in an altitude zone. Updated our home point. I'm going to go straight up 7 meters. Now this drone is not supposed to have precision landing, but let's give it a good look at its landing point anyway, and we'll see just how well it does. So let's bring it back down. Cool thing about this drone is no obstacle avoidance to worry about, or not worry about, depending on how you look at it. And I don't know if you can see the drone bucking there. I've talked about that before. My Mini 2 has always had that little bit of a buck when it first fires up, and it smooths out pretty quick. But anyway, we can bring it in here a little closer. Again, there's no obstacle avoidance to stop it from doing anything. But let's go ahead and let's do a droney, reversing up now, and we're in normal mode. And ascent speeds, there's that 3 meters per second ascent speed. I am full up on the left stick and full down on the right stick. So let's keep moving back here for a little ways. And yeah, there we go. You can see where I'm at there at the park. We're over the pond now. I'm going to flip it into sport mode now, and let's just fly it around a little bit. Sorry for this yaw. Just the quickest way to turn around. Let's go full stick forward. Let's go out to the over the field out here and see how fast this guy is. Has a 16 meter per second top speed, and looks like we're going to get there. Yeah, there we just hit 16, and it slowed down for briefly there. There's 16. There's 16.3. Holy cow! Yeah, the drone is hauling the mail. And it is a very mild day today here in Idaho. It's about 71 degrees, little to no wind. It was supposed to be a windy day today, but you saw on UAV forecast there it showed little to no wind. And again, I'm turning kind of fast here. I apologize for that. Make you a little dizzy, but let's bring this guy back, and yeah, it kicks the gimbal down there. And what we're going to do now is let's drop down some altitude here. Let's get this guy down low. Get it about, I don't know, about 10 meters high off the ground, right? So we're almost in the field. Let's push that stick straight up, and it should get to 5 meters per second. So left stick straight up, and there's that 5 meters per second ascent speed, just as advertised. Okay, let's go forward here now. And I'm still holding the left stick. I'm holding both sticks full forward. This guy does pretty good. Okay, let me let go. I let go of the left stick and right stick. And how fast? We're over 15 meters per second here. So it's not quite getting to the 16 meters per second, so there might be a headwind. Let's drop some altitude and see what it does. See, yeah, there we're getting to 16 as soon as I drop some altitude there. And you saw that gimbal knock there. It kicked the gimbal down. Expect that with the Mini 2 when you're in sport mode. In order to, and it's right over the top of me now, and I can hear the drone. When you're in sport mode, it will kick the gimbal down so that it avoids pointing at the nose of the drone. Okay, so we're in sport mode. Let me pick that camera back up. Look at the horizon. We're going to do a return to home on the controller. So I'm going to hold the button down on the controller. And it's turning around and coming back. And you just want to make sure you can see the switch is in sport mode there. And you can see the S at the top of the screen here. And let's see how, and it's at, yeah, so we were up higher, so it's at 45 meters high, so it didn't have to ascend. And it's coming back pretty fast at over 10 meters per second. You know, the Mini 2 was the first mini drone that had some power, some horsepower to it. So you saw it kick the gimbal there as it came to a stop. That looks pretty close to that being right on the H there on the landing pad. If you look at the, yeah, well now it's moving a little bit. And I'll move it forward if it looks like it's going to hit the top of the building here. And it looks like it might, huh? So we might have to hit the pause button here. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're going to hit the pause button. I didn't like that, so let's move it forward. And again, I'm in sport mode, so trying to make these little movements is not so easy. Okay. Yeah, and it's wanting to continue to come down here. This is odd. Do you see it descending there? That was completely uncommanded. Okay, I'm going to bring it down. And we're going to be a little bit off the pad here, but that's okay. You guys can see that. And it picked up the camera as it came down. So again, I'm going to show you we're in sport mode. I am going to turn everything off and turn it back on again and cycle it. And in fact, you know what? Strike that. Let's just take off again. Let's not cycle it. Let's just take off again without shutting anything down, and we'll see what that does. Okay, I've got the drone back on the pad here. I'll kind of do this in front of the camera here so you can see. I just want you to see that we are in sport mode. I'm going to do another automated takeoff. Maybe. There we go. So you can see the drone take off and we're in sport mode. Let me turn around. We'll just do another droney. Well, let's back it up a little bit first. In fact, we're not going to do a droney. We're just going to be out here in the field, and then we're going to punch that button straight up. And let's see if it should, if what they're saying is true, that DJI has changed from it defaulting back to normal mode. It should ascend at 5 meters per second with the switch in sport mode. So straight up on the left stick. And look at that, it did. Yeah. So it's true, 5 meters per second. So it didn't default to normal mode. That is fascinating. When I tried it the other day, that's not the result I got. So let's try this again. So I wonder what all drones this applies to, but because that definitely went up in sport mode. So let's see, speed-wise, let's go full forward here. Yeah, and it's kicking right up to the speed wise. So it's so we can report that what that channel said is absolutely true. Look at that, we're up to 16 meters per second. So that's going to be something that you're going to want to be aware of, is if you leave your switch in sport mode on your Mini 2, just be aware that it's going to take off in sport mode. And so, you know, I guess potentially, if you didn't expect it to ascend so fast, you could have an issue. I got to tell you, oh boy, look at that gimbal as we're turning around here. Again, we're in sport mode, so you're going to expect a little gimbal kick in sport mode. But it corrected itself pretty quickly. Okay, let's fly back here. And and we'll just see. So we need to have some fun with the drone here. So 15 meters per second. So we must be a little bit of a headwind here as we're coming back, and I see we still have a little bit of a crooked horizon. Okay, so I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to put it back into normal mode, and normal mode top speed is 10 meters per second, I believe. You know, so I'm trying to remember all the specs for these drones off the top of my head, and it's not quite getting to 10 meters per second. There it is, 9.9, close enough. There, briefly at 10. Okay, so then just to show you the ascent speed again, let's drop this guy down, bring it down. Hopefully not over the top of the other fountain there. Let me pick up that camera just a little bit. And so I'm going to go, we can drop it down further than that. I'm going to go straight up on that left stick. So straight up on the left stick. And again, it tops out at 3 meters per second. So I guess what was said on that other channel is true. Just be careful with your Mini 2 and just be aware of it. I got to be honest with you. The contention is that it could ascend so fast that you'd fly it into a tree or something. I got to be, you know, well, if it startles you, if the difference 2 meters per second makes that big a difference to you on ascent speed, yeah, I don't know. Be careful flying around trees, I guess. I'm just saying I just don't think of it as that big of a safety issue, but be aware of it because we've proven that it's true here. Okay, 37% battery. I think we need to go over and we need to do something fun here. I got something that I've wanted to try for a while. There's a roundabout up here that has a bunch of flowers in the middle of it, and I wanted to try kind of my patented, not patented, but my raise and spin that I do sometimes over the fountains or over the sculptures. So look at this. This is pretty cool. And it's even more colorful at other times of the year, but it's still pretty colorful here in the fall. So let's get right over the top of this guy. And in fact, I'm going to put it in cine mode. Let's get centered on it. Wow, cine's a little bit slow, isn't it? So I might need to be a little faster, but we'll try it here. Let's go down, get right on the center of it. See if I can get just the right angle. You know what, I'm going to go back to normal mode because that really probably slowed it down a little bit more than I want. Okay, we can go a little lower than that. We're still 20 meters high, so let's go a little lower. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up and we're going to do a reveal. So spin and up, and the key is holding that speed just right, and we reveal the roundabout. And there's a car coming there. And as we come around, we're going to show the park. We're going to slowly lift the camera up, and we're going to show you the park. There's the reveal. Okay, let's do a return to home, and let's see what this guy will do. And again, we're in normal mode. So I'm going to do, well, heck, let's do it on the controller here. Hit that button, return to home. And let's see how this guy does. We've been recording for about 14 minutes, so if you're wondering about battery power, we're down to 26% battery. And I think the battery had already depleted some. I think it was about at 95% or something when we started, so. Here it comes. We'll see how close we get to that to the landing pad here. There it is, and yeah, kicks that gimbal up again as it comes to a stop. Looks like it wants to land on the on the top of the picnic shelter here. So it is coming down at about 3 meters per second. Again, we'll hit that. Remember, the pause button is your friend. The pause button right there, same thing as the return to home. Remember that. You just hit that when you want the drone to stop. And it's telling us low battery when it gets down to 20%. I don't know, it's close, right? It's right on the edge. Will it come back our way a little bit? I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, we got to pause. So I paused it there. I'm gonna throw it in cine mode. Back it up a little bit. See if I can get it over the cine mode. It's a little easier to get it over the pad. Okay, we're pretty much centered on the pad. Let's bring that stick straight down. Well, I moved off here a little bit. That was probably my fault. Let's bring it in just a little bit more. Okay, now straight down. Boy, it's really squawking at me at that 16%. So straight down. And it lifts up the camera. And down we go. And we landed at 16% battery. So there we are. Well, so we, you know, I suppose the other thing we could test is if you launch in cine mode, will it stay in cine mode? I don't know. I don't think that's that big a deal, but yeah, you know, we proved that it's true. Okay, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, so we proved some stuff here today that if you leave the switch in sport mode after you've flown and you landed the drone in sport mode, when you take off again, it's going to stay in sport mode. So just be aware of that on your ascent speed. Again, a couple meters per second, I don't think that makes any difference. I don't know, I guess the concern is somebody's going to back it up into a tree or something. I don't know, pay attention to what you're doing and you'll be fine whether you're in normal mode or sport mode. That's what I'm saying. However, we proved that to be true, and supposedly that started on the 1.11.4 version of the Fly app, but of course now we're on the 1.12.0 and it appears to still be the case. So anyway, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.